Morning, good people. Morning, good people. It's your boy Carcino here, and welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. Let's get through it. Now, we're live. This is a live stream. Thanks, Lloyd King Jr. The super chat button worked here, but if you're watching it later, then the super chat button don't work for you. You can always donate to the page by hitting up the Cash App, which is Carcino, Carceno. Now, here we go for letting it go in Tokyo. Strong for show. Just letting you know. Now, what are relationship no-nos? Guys ruin themselves in relationships in the dating process. Men and women. Okay? Let that be known. Men and women. This is a dual thing. This is not something that's only to one sex. Both sides make these same mistakes. And sometimes they have become oblivious to the other person even noticing them. Because what you don't think is important is monumentally important to the other person. And I'm not saying I've mastered it all and I know it all and this is, this is the way it goes. And no. I've also been a victim to this. I'm saying learn while you're here. What's up, Mr. Hogan's? I see you. Morning to you. This is a video that you can use to learn from, so you know to avoid these pit holes. And some younger people might not have been dating in a serious relationship before. These are very key signs when dating. Okay? You're dating, heading towards, this is the girl I want to be in a relationship with, not a girl I'm just kicking it with on the side. Now, if you're dating somebody and you're in a relationship, or this is a girl you want to have a relationship with, of course, communication is key. But here's a major mistake that I make is I know what they're going to say. And instead of allowing them to say it, sometimes I cut them off and just start coming with the response because I know where they're coming from. And this comes from what I do. When you do interviews or you've done podcasts or things that's going to be on air, you want to cut out as much dead air space as possible. So in order to do that, you have to, whenever there's some dead space, you got to, boom, attack it with talking, to keep the flow current. So that has altered my conversation sometimes with women. And I would jump right in, boom. And it looks like I'm bulldozing the conversation. So you want to make sure you avoid that at all costs. Because it, one, irritates the woman. She feels like she's not being listened to. And she's alienated somehow. And it's only going to lead to problems. Trust me, I know all about it. Now, moving forward, here's one thing that you also should look out for that's also very key. And if you're not looking out for it, it'll come back to bite you. And women do this more than men, actually. Women do this more than men. When they're dating or in a relationship, women takes longer than the man to introduce them to their profession, to their professional life. This is important. If a woman is keeping you from her professional life, men would introduce their woman to their professional life a lot easier than women introducing men into their professional life. I know you would think it would be the other way around, but it is not. Men, more than women, love to show their woman off as a trophy at people at their jobs. So they don't mind bringing the girl that they're dating or they're courting into their workplace and say, "Yeah, this is my girl," or have her come to the job. Women are entirely different about that. They probably won't even introduce you to their boss or anything that's going on at their job. They like to keep that world separate as long as possible. And when they don't introduce you right away to the people at their job, you're gonna have problems. So if they're interested in you, they're involving you in their professional world as much as their private world. If you're just kept in one world and not in the other, you're not as important to that person. Always remember that. That'll save you. And here's another key thing in a relationship: what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. Now, a woman will normally pull a test more than a man. This has always been done by women. Going out to eat, a woman would order what she wants, you order what you want, and then she would want to eat something off of your plate. Or she'll say, try something that she's eating. Try this. This is a this is a pretty much a filling out process. Okay? This is a filling out process. And what this filling out process is a boundary, a power situation. And it's a more for a woman, sometimes it's more of a let's see how interested he is in me. You know, women like they analyze everything. They analyze how you chew your food. Do you talk with your mouth open with food in it? They're looking at everything, but they want to eat off your plate. They want a piece of that. And I'm like, why don't you order it? But you got to understand, they just want to sample. They just want to be involved. They want to connect with you. And they feel like this is a part of connecting. Like this girl basically fixed me an entire plate. And I'm like, I can't eat that. That's too hot. And she taste this. And she's giving me food and we're having a good time. And it just went left a little bit after that. But the early stages was fun. But there was a lot of signs that I didn't ignore that protected me in the end because I've always like put a check mark there. Like, okay, we're gonna keep a check mark here and we're gonna keep a check mark there. But I'm like, how are we really dating? And I never really been inside your personal world, the professional world. Like I never met one of her girlfriends yet. I never met I met one of them because I actually knew him, but the other ones I didn't meet, but they know of me. But I never met anybody on her side. So I could be the side dude, you know, and we never were taking photographs around each other because I tried not to do that. Right. You want to keep all those things private, as much as you can, so that's all I try to do is keep everything, to the chest. Mm. No. Mm-mm. Oh, definitely. When you're first talking with them, if you're a person that has trouble looking people in the eyes, look at their nose, look at anything, just like business. You don't have to look directly in their eyes. You can be looking at their nose, anything. They can't gauge you. You're looking at their nose and not their eyes. As long as you're looking close to them and you're paying attention, that's all that matters. Just be engaged to the conversation. That's all. Dating in the beginning and when you're going, be honest. I ain't saying you got to give them your whole life story, but if you're dating a woman, let's say she has children, you're gonna want to. She's gonna be looking like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about marriage and children? And she'll want to feel that. Depends on the age of the woman, or her situation. Like me, I'm dating children. I mean, dating women who got children that are grown, like they in high school, gonna graduate from college. So if you get a woman in her 40s, she has no time. A woman in her 40s have no time for anything. Let me tell you that now. Woman in her 40s got, no time for none of this games. They more like, look, I'm grown and been grown two times over. I don't have no time to, for the nonsense. So it's best you get to the point quick. Well, if you want privacy within a relationship, here's the thing. Privacy is doesn't exist no more in a relationship unless you just say the privacy you want is the respect that whatever you guys do is private. But being private with her or vice versa, it's not going to work because there is no more privacy. She's going to walk in the bathroom while you're taking a dump pretty soon. Well, that's how you know y'all been together too long. Those borders are broken. She in there getting her face done while you taking a dump. Yeah, I was thinking Thursday we go over to Sam's restaurant, probably go get something to eat. She be like, good, because I'm tired of cooking. You been eating corn again? I told you about using all that corn. When it gets to that point, the love is gone, the passion is gone, all that romance is gone. Don't ever get to that point. Who? Sneaky links. I don't. You got to be more specific. I'm old school, so I don't really know who you're talking about. Couples need space. Well, when you go to work, a woman believes that's your space. You never had sneaky link with someone. What the hell is sneaky link? I've never heard of that. That's might be some new stuff. That might be some new crap that's on the market. Right. I'm looking like is something wrong with her audio or what is she talking about? What who made these words up? Sneaky link is someone you're not supposed to mess with. Who's that? Have I ever had a sneaky link with somebody I wasn't supposed to be with? Probably, but then probably not. Like, I don't date married women. So that's out of the question. Like, if they're in a separation or something like that, it's different. But other than that, I don't date married women because that's bad karma. You don't want to bring bad karma upon yourself. When you do that and you move in that realm of bad things can happen to you. Remember, I think I've told you the story. My buddy was creeping out on his wife and going to hit this other chick behind our backs, behind everybody's back. Like I'm like, he's trying to keep it from me. And I'm like, I'm first off, if you gonna do something like that, you need to let me in on it because I already knew it was going down because I'd have warned you 5 million times not to do it because this was the wrong girl to do it with. This girl tells everything. So before she even told me, I already knew. She was just like bragging, like, guess who I messed with the other day? I'm like, it's like, but his car broke down. You see, he out creeping at 3 in the morning at this girl's house. And then he finna drive back before his wife get home and everything, hours before she gets home. He just creeps out for the middle of the night for a little bit, and then he gonna creep back home. But his car breaks down in the girl's parking lot. So naturally, he's got to try to get the tow truck and all this other stuff. And now he's like, this gonna show up on my bill. And then she gonna be like, when did the car break down? Where were you going at 2 o'clock in the morning? So he did what anybody would do. Say the car got stolen. Crazy, right? I thought a sneaky link was a website or something. Were you on sneaky links? I'm like, no. It's crazy now because you got 16 to 17 different things to look out for. There's like telltale signs. When a woman rejects you, let's say you're dating a girl, you want to date her, right? And you really pursuing her, and she turns you down a couple times. If a woman turns you down more than 3 times or 4 times, don't pursue it. Because now if she only dates you after that, it's only because you know, it's a convenience for her now. She's going through something else, and now she knows she needs to make herself feel good again. And the only way to make herself feel good again is to date somebody she knows that's interested in her or an idea of her. It's not just a convenience. It's because most women don't date you, and they saying no, no, no. It's because they're really holding out for somebody else, or they're already in the middle of talking with somebody, or they don't know how that's going to work out, what the really thing they're trying to line up. And if they don't burn, that crash and burn, and then all of a sudden they see you as appealing, and then they go, okay, well, I can go in this direction now. This direction is open to me. This person is really into me. So I need to go in this direction and see what happens. Now, yeah, so that door closed, this door opened, and there you have it. Now, you fall into that trap because you're more into it than she is. She already knows how you feel. Now, is she going to warm up to that? You don't know. So you got to be a little careful with that. And for guys, got to look for these telltale signs. When a woman says, like, she's really been in a relationship, she's been hurt before, and they don't tell you too much about their past, and you keep finding things out without them telling you, these are bad signs. Bad signs. Because it depends on what point you're in. I'm like, if it's something that's life turning, that's something that you feel is very important to know, like, you should have told me you stabbed somebody before. I just think that should have came up in conversation. While I was asleep next to you, you should have told me you stabbed somebody before. I'm just saying. Not saying like, I mean, if I dated you and if I shot a couple of dudes, I'd be like, look, back in my youth, I popped a couple cats. Some things, if you in with a woman, you have to tell her. I ain't saying you got to tell her where the bodies are buried and nothing like that. Just let her know, like, in case you run into a friend of yours, y'all be on a date, it'd be homicide. Hey, yuck, it's homicide, man. This dude used to kill everybody, at least one dude a month. What's up, homicide? This Mrs. Homicide? What's up? I'll be, that's just a nickname. Like, I was gonna be a rapper back in the day. Man, this dude's a straight killer. So you don't want to make sure you avoid all of those different things altogether. Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Definitely. People got to understand that just because you go through different things in life, it doesn't mean that everything changes exactly when you want them to change. You got to have to put the work in. Other relationship no-nos. Relationship decisions based on faith or religion. If you're passionate about a faith or religion, have to let them know up front. They have to know that from date one what your faith, love is. They have to know. That's date one. You have to let them know what you are about. If you're dating, and that's the first date, your first date, they got to know who you are. Like, who are you? And if you can't tell anybody who you are, they be like, okay, that's what you do for a living. Who are you? They want to know who you are. That's what the dating thing is. You're already interested because they're there. Now it's time to reveal, like, who are you? No, it's because of social media. Once you start posting pictures of you and your girl, and then you got other girls that hate, and then you got other people that are like, I slept with him before, and this and that, and I can have it again. And you don't know how many ex-girlfriends of mine are on Facebook, and they want to follow me as friends. Like, look at my family. And I'm like, you sending me pictures of your family, but then you sent me pictures of you nude. I'm confused. So it's crazy because if you do that, you're involving all of that, and then people that don't even know her into that world. So we have that understanding right away. And I was like, I won't disrespect you by like posing with a bunch of supermodels and start throwing pictures up with them. I'm like, I could do that every day. Right. I mean, if I was in this for this, I'm internet famous. That was ever a thing. I'm that with no reward except for all these Instagram little girls wanna holler at me and like, ooh, hey, so oh, I heard you got a channel on YouTube. You got like almost 200,000 subscribers. And I'll be like, I, I don't know. But how you doing? Never bring someone else into the relationship. Well, that's true. That is very true. But that's going to happen anyway. But bringing someone else into the relationship, like, I'm trying to think, like a friend or something, having a friend constantly in the midst of it. Sometimes it helps if the friend is somebody of value. Like if this friend has a lot of experience and knowledge in the situation, that could alleviate it. The problem is the woman and the men are different. Their thought patterns are different. What men do and way they're programmed and warped is a lot different than women. The man's problem is this. The man is like, I just want 5, 10 minutes to relax to myself. Then if you need me, just let me know. I'm down. If you got some whatever you need me to do, just tell me what I need to do. And it's done. That's how a man's approach is. A man is like, what do you need? Write it down, tell it to me. I'm cool. Woman process is different. The woman process is this. You should volunteer. You should already know I need this done. You should already know I need help. Without me saying, you should be the one to jump up and take the lead. That's what a woman wants. And you have to have the force and be strong with it to understand and connect it with her enough to know, what is it for her to do? What is it for everybody else? This is why she goes out. Okay. And she goes out because she wants to get space. She doesn't want to go out and cheat. She just wants to be around people that are interacting with her. So you'll see her yarning for attention on social media or hanging out or talking to her parents or friends more. Somebody to keep her from falling off the edges. She don't want a yes man. No woman wants a yes man. Really? Well, I take that back. I know a few. They just like to be the center of attention. They want to be your object of affection. So they want you to know them. They want you to want to do things for them without them having to tell you. That's it. That is it. That is the ultimate thing women want. They want to like, oh wow, he did this. I didn't even have to tell him. To them, that is nirvana. Okay? That's like the best thing you could ever do for a woman is to do something without her having to tell you to do it. Believe me, that will give you more sex than any flowers and candy in the world. How do I feel about online dating? I never done it. I think it's very dangerous. I mean, I talk to people I've met through social media, but they normally know somebody I know, so it's different. I gotta have some type of connection to you in the real world. Like if something happens to me, like they'll know who to go get. I'll be like, look, this is the person to go get. But now, I mean, somebody else is like, oh, you should go on my dating site. I'll be like, you're right here in front of me. Why the hell would I need to go to a dating site? I'm just saying we can conversate on there. We're conversating here. You can just text me. The hell is wrong with you? Matter of fact, don't text me. Now, this is why I don't go down and get involved in none of this nonsense that these people got going on nowadays. Kind of crazy. I've seen about 55,000 questions, and none of them from you, Shaq. Well, a lot of people don't understand. It's a lot of different avenues when it comes to women. Women are particularly wired different because they have to be. They have to raise kids, take care of children. So their priorities change, their mood swings, their alerts, their feelings. They have to have these feelings to take care and raise children. It's just what women want to do. So people just got to make up their mind. What is it that they really want out of life? What do they really look forward to in life? And what are their goals? What your goals are? Well, you got to look at it. A lot of people are caught into a lot of, I want to say, fabrications about or unrealisticness when it comes to what they should be focused on as a person that's dealing with said company or business. They approach it the same way a relationship is. But one thing you don't want to do in a relationship is start throwing out how much you make. Never do that. Because when you do what you're doing is trying to say, this is how much I make. I hope you don't say you make more than me. Because what you make shouldn't matter in a relationship to the other person. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're going for a promotion, and what you do is should be more important than how much you make in a relationship. But she'll want to know, do you live alone? Do you live with your mom? Do you live, in a house? My dad is doing all these different things. Well, knock yourself out, Dad. You only live once. I've tried it. I'm not doing no bicycling. What is a main sign that a woman is in it for the long haul? Marriage. She's still around. After all your screwing up, she's still around. That means she's in it for the long haul. Whenever you say, man, I think this is it, she finna leave me. Okay, Breeza, you talking about a night out with some hood rat. We talking about relationships. We talking about relationships in here. Why can't people be faithful in a relationship? They can be if they're in a real relationship. People think being in a relationship is I'm going out with her, we living together. You can live with somebody and you can be married and not even be in a relationship. I know married couples right now be like, I don't talk to that mug. I just tell him what he need to do for the day. I don't even sleep with him. We just sleep next together in the bed. I'm gonna get my own room in a minute. He can have his room. I'm gonna get the smaller room. Cause I don't. He likes to watch TV late at night. Forget that. I'm getting my own room. He's like, I'm talking about my past experience. he's like, he's like, brother, I'm married. Well, congratulations on being married. See, the key to marriage is nobody's perfect. You have to find somebody who's just as screwed up as you in order for it to work. It's like she could deal with my screw ups, and I could deal with her annoyingness. You know, you don't throw a Rolls Royce out because it got a dent in it. Always keep that in your mind. I told my buddy that. He looked at me and was like, Royce, it's a Ford Taurus. I'm like, he called his wife a Ford Taurus. Rick was like, shoot, You better try the minivan. A dent in the minivan. I don't know. I might have to take that back. Well, the thing is, don't agree to compromises you don't want to agree to, that you're going to renege on later. If you agree to a compromise, don't go and renege on that compromise. Once you renege on that compromise, you've already then proved yourself unworthy. And you're just going to be red in for fights. So don't agree to it if it's something you're going to renege on later. And a lot of people been married for 10 years and ain't in a relationship no more. I mean, really, they sleep together, they live in the same house, they do go out as married people, but they can't stand each other. It's no relationship. That's right. It is a constant work. But sometimes men quit on putting in the work. They felt like I go to work, I work 14 hours a day, I pay my bills in this house. What else you want me to do? I don't have time to monitor your feelings. That's why I say I'm not married, because I know exactly what I'm looking for when I'm ready to go down that road. You think a wife is gonna let me get up and fly to Vegas when I feel like it? I'll be like, it's Tuesday. I feel like going to Vegas. For what? I was just thinking about the time I was in Vegas that time and I was gambling. Yeah, let me fly there. You think I'm gonna go to Comic Con conventions and the wife is just gonna be like, you going to Comic Con? Comic who? I don't know if I want to go to that. Um, I wasn't talking about you. You was going without me. So definitely, you're gonna have to make some changes in your life, definitely. So whenever you do that, you got to make sure that the communication, it has to be there. See, with me, that was never the problem. I was too much of the communication to the point where she thought I didn't care. When you communicate too much, women just think like you just don't give a damn. You don't even try to hide nothing from me. Like you don't care about me at all. You just whatever. You're just so nonchalant. I'm like, no, I'm just don't feel like it was nothing I needed to hide. I'll just tell you straight out. So I don't know. Hell no, I ain't taking my glory to no strip club. It defeats the purpose. The purpose of me, if I'm going to the strip club and I'm married, I'm going to get away. That's the goal. I'm going to get away. And why are you there at the getaway? That defeats the whole purpose. I'm like, why are you here? I came here to get away. Oh, even dating. If I'm dating somebody and I go to the strip club, I don't want to see them. I can see you at home. I'm at the strip club. I'm here to see them perform. One of my take, I see guys bring their wives to the strip club and it blows my mind. I'm like, why are they here? These are women. I don't want my woman interested in other women. That's one thing I don't want. If she paid for my lap dance, I'm gonna find that even weird. I can't enjoy that, and my girl sitting there watching me get a lap dance. Like, girl, grind on them. I'll be like, this is weird. Feel like my mom or somebody watching me or something. I feel like I'm doing something I ain't supposed to do. I feel like I'm in trouble. Like, nah, can I gotta keep my hands up here? Like, is this gonna be something we talking about on the ride home? I can't do this. I'm out. No way. Yeah, swinging couples. I ain't swinging nowhere. I'm gonna be swinging out the door. I ain't sharing my woman with nobody. Well, if she's into that and that's what turns her on, then she needs to find her a doggone sex partner that's like that. Then he can come home and it's gonna be 3, 4 dudes in there with 2 chicks. And he's like, oh, we just getting her warmed up for you. I've seen that happen. I've told these hood stories already. Dude came home with another dude in his house. They drinking up his beer. And he with his wife, and he can't even throw him out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In the VIP only, we got the sex tape up for what's her name? Cuban doll. Yeah, we got our sex tape in there. I ain't know she was thick like that. Shorty was thick with it.